So, Tim, at the time of recording, right now in the night sky, there's this incredible conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. The planets are aligning. It's this rare, once in hundreds of years event.
Wow. Can you see that from your room, or you know that because of you've read it?
No. You'd actually be able to see them in the sky. The Jupiter and Saturn are very close together in the sky. But yeah, anyway, that's sorry, I didn't mean to throw that curveball at you. The reason I bring it up is because we have got an even more incredible aligning of the stars to bring people. I didn't think you'd be so distracted by my piece of space trivia.
Tell me more about it.
Yeah, Tim's hanging out the window looking now. Anyway, let's move away from the astronomy. We have got the band back together. We've done what everyone wanted. We've done what everyone was expecting. A little while ago, you heard us do interviews with Quentin, Eyres and Carmine Scalzi, the people that made the Sofa Shop jingle back in the 80s, the singer and the composer. We've got them back in the studio for this episode, as promised.
Incredible.
Amazing. You could cut the atmosphere with a knife right now. That's how excited we are.
So imagine if the Beatles got back together, which would be quite remarkable.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah.
But not even as remarkable, I think, are coming together. A reunion as we've managed to engineer.
I mean, if you got the Beatles back together now, it would be two guys, and that's what we've got. So it kind of is like getting the Beatles back together.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Tiny bit of background for if this happens to be your first ever Unmade podcast, we should probably fill you in. There was a TV commercial for the Sofa Shop back in the 1980s in Adelaide. It was on TV all the time, until quite recently, actually, and it had this jingle that lodges in your head. If you've never heard it before, you're about to hate us because we're going to play it to you, and we're going to play you the original version with the Halifax Street line. Here it is.
The Sofa Shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The Sofa Shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too. The Sofa Shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the Sofa Shop.
Tim, does it still send chills down your spine?
Oh, well, I was just listening to it earlier just for fun on the way to my office.
Get in the mood.
That's right. That's the third time I've heard it today. And it's only 7 o'clock in the morning.
There you go. So singing that was a young Carmine Scalzi, and it was written by and performed by Quentin Eyres. Now, I tracked them down on a recent visit to Adelaide, and you can hear our interviews with them in a previous episode. But at the end of the interviews with both of them, I said, if we could organise it, if we could get you in the studio, would you perform it one last time? And they both agreed. And with a little bit of work on the diaries, we did get them. On my last day in Adelaide, we got them into the studio. Tim came along as well. And, well, Tim, what were your feelings as we were driving to the studio knowing what was coming?
Oh, I was pinching myself, really, thinking, is this going to happen? And it did. It was driving along and thinking, well, I was looking for this studio and wondering why we weren't heading to Abbey Road. And it turns out we were going to Quentin's studio, which is the Abbey Road of Adelaide.
Yes.
In fact, we should have found a crossing nearby to sort of to pose and walk over. That would have been brilliant.
Now you think of it, that would have been great. Yeah, so we went in. I'd been in before, I'm not going to lie. I'd already been into this magical cavern, but it was Tim's first time, and we opened the door, and there they were, appropriately enough, sitting on a leather sofa, ready for us. And, well, let's just share what happened next. Here we are. By the way, people, there is a lot of video that was taken as well, and this is one of the few episodes of the Unmade Podcast where maybe you want to go and watch the video on YouTube so you can see what's happening as well. For that reason as well, the podcast is edited a bit more loosely than usual so that it can sync up with the video. If I make lots of cuts and changes, it messes up the video. So it might be a different listening experience, but it has been made to be a podcast. So do enjoy it as a podcast. But if you want to go to the YouTube channel, that would be great too. And I'll have links in the notes. All right. So I bought a little camera I can put in the studio with you guys to catch it for posterity as well. So let me get that. But so what are you going to do? Are you going to like?
We're just going to play it live.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Because
What do you reckon?
Yep.
Tim, yep for that.
although I've spent my life
how
in
it
the
comes
studio, Carmine and I are both essentially at heart live musicians.
Yep. So where are you going to be standing so I know where to put this thing?
We might just sit on the couch. What do you think about that?
How are we going to record it though? You're not going to.
This is going to be the good stuff that happens now.
Yeah, this is like this is the stuff that the fans want. You know, this is for the aficionados. We're going back in time. We're going old school. Right, I'll leave that there. This is Carmine Scalzi and Quentin Eyres doing getting the band back together. We're here in Quentin's studio at Cue the Music in Norwood. Whoever thought this day would come again?
Incredible.
Amazing. let me put that there to get some sound. All right, you guys go for it.
The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Match your fabrics and your curtains too. The sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the sofa shop.
That's awesome.
That's not bad.
That's amazing.
Is it choose your fabric, match your curtains too, or what is it? What's the lyric?
Choose
though?
your fabric, then match your curtains.
See, that's not what you said that time. So that's a special
This is a
version.
remix, yeah.
But I like the change of lyrics. So it's choose your fabric,
Choose your fabric,
match your
then
curtains,
match your curtains.
match your curtains too.
Oh, that would make sense. You choose something, then you
Yeah.
match something.
All right, go again.
We do actually have the right here. And we're remaining very silent.
You're the only one not saying anything.
Do we do it just like the same, or do we change the melody a little bit?
Oh, up to you.
What do you think, guys?
I'd love to hear a few different versions of it.
Okay.
You want to experiment a little bit?
Yeah. We're all about it.
You're hitting, right?
Shut up. We're working here. See what happened?
The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Match your fabrics and your curtains too. The sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the sofa shop.
That's got a lovely. Is it a minor chord? It's got a lovely lament to it, isn't it? Like it's.
Well, it wasn't in a minor key. Like,
Have you put it? Have you taken it down a key? Or something?
no, that's the original key. Yeah.
What's it in?
D.
Wow. Okay.
You're still getting that line wrong though. You're still not saying it right.
Sorry, what did I say this
when
time?
you get to it, you just say match. I think it's just been rewritten.
Match.
It's supposed to be it's supposed to be choose your fabric.
Choose your fabric. You say match your something. What is it? Match
Choose your fabrics.
and your curtains
No,
too.
choose your
Choose your fabric, match your curtains too.
Ask
Yeah.
the writer,
Oh, we actually have the original recording as well.
and he wouldn't know. There you go.
This tape contains mixes of 30-sec A/8.
The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too.
See? It's a choose then a match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choose your fabric.
He's been doing match and.
Yeah, I think I did choose your fabrics and your.
You say
That's
match.
right.
You say match your fabrics. And
You've
your
been
curtains.
saying match one, match. It's choose and then match.
Okay.
That's right. That's right.
You don't care, do you? You don't really care that much. It's like I don't know. Who cares? All right. Would you pick Carmen's voice out? Would you have, if you'd heard that, like sent in? would you have said, that's the original singer?
I reckon it sounds pretty distinctive. Like hearing it live is like, oh, that's it. And then when you played it again, then it's just like, oh my goodness, that is him. And it's beautiful. It's yours. Yeah.
Probably a tad worn out nowadays as opposed to tad young in those days.
35 years ago, I mean...
A couple of cigarettes, is it? Or
Few gigs since then.
Few gigs,
Those
yeah.
late night shifts, eh?
Quentin, you've got the musical ear. How do you think Carmen's voice has changed hearing him sing it a few times now? No?
No.
Yeah? Same?
No, mind you, we're only hearing him sing for a few minutes. Come back at the end of the gig and it might be a different story.
Yeah.
It's the stamina that
It's the stamina now.
Yeah.
But we both used to play in places in a street called Hindley Street, which is...
I'm from Adelaide. Look,
it's
throw. He's thinking of the listeners.
It's as seedy as Adelaide gets.
Yeah.
And Carmen and I we didn't actually work together there, but Carmen worked with a guy called Joe James. They were the James brothers, which is weird because they weren't brothers and none of them were called James.
Joe's middle name is James.
Right. And so it is. And I was working in a duo called Wayne and Quentin. Funnily enough, Wayne and Quentin. And we both played in places like the Black Rose where you would start at midnight.
Absolutely.
And Monday night, midnight, as in Tuesday morning.
No one's out at that time anymore.
Oh, you would be surprised.
Yeah.
And they were still pouring in at 4 a.m.
Yeah. All right.
And how often would you play the sofa shop? Like every week? Or?
That's why they were out.
Would you put it late in the gig, to be the favourite,
They're all like, boo, we're here for the sofa shop.
It's only become the favourite because of you guys.
Oh, no. Because of the fans, the civilians.
So, can we have, let's see if we can get one with the lyrics right.
Yep.
We make no guarantees.
Choose your fabrics, match your curtains.
Choose your
Right.
fabric, match your
Choose and
curtains
then
too.
match.
We'll go hard this time. I'll actually
Oh.
pick.
Oh, this is it.
This is the real deal now. All right.
The sofa shop is your only stop. The sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. And there's something designed for you.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. Let's write it down for you.
Back in the day, it would all be written out.
Yeah.
Do you
Where's
want
the scrap of paper I can use? I'll write it down. What's that bit?
Do you want a glass of water?
Yeah.
I definitely heard the old
Can I grab a water
Carmen
from
there.
something?
Choose your fabric.
Match your curtains too.
Match your curtains too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because on the day some of the lyric would change a little
Yeah.
bit to try and fit.
Yeah.
It wasn't always written in stone when we first got it. Then we
I've so rarely heard it with the Halifax Street line. It's like that sounds like
Halifax Street must have lasted for 10 years, Quint?
No, because these guys founded YouTube in 93.
that's 93, is it?
93.
Right.
And
They're on West Terrace then.
yeah, and Halifax Street was missing by then. I've got an idea they moved somewhere else before West Terrace.
Really? They've definitely moved around a few times. All right.
All right.
Let's see how we do this time.
Oh, he's standing up.
Oh, he's getting serious now.
Standing.
Carmen's standing up.
We're standing.
Oh, they're both up. They're both up. We're getting closer to the studio.
Tell.
All right.
The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too. The sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the sofa
Nice. Nice.
Power. It's like a force.
I promise I won't do a thing until I see the sofa shop.
Oh, that's great. Right off the top, Brady, this is a dream for me on two levels. One is I'm absolutely addicted to in the studio documentaries. You know what I mean, with raw data of albums being made. And so just even watching this is fantastic, and listening to it is just like, oh, this is like a great documentary about, you know, Nick Cave or the Beatles or someone. Yeah. But being there was amazing as well. Just being there and actually being part of history was, it's like, wow. Can we record an album while we're here? Like,
part of history. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
There was something a bit magical. Like, did Carmine sound like the same guy that you'd heard in the ad for all those years to you? Could you hear his voice in there?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Obviously it's matured. There's a deeper, rounder sound. It's a bit like when you listen to those early Elton John albums and it's all really high, you know, and then you hear Elton John now and he's like beautiful and deep, like Lion King Elton John, you know, like it's...
Lion King Elton John.
Yeah. When the circle of life, you know, it's like it's a different kind of, and I think that's how it was with Carmine as well. I think
it was Lion King Carmine.
Lion King Carmine. That's right. Yeah. That's why I lifted him up over that rock that time. Go Carmine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love that he's got that blind spot for the lyrics. Like he's heard it a billion times on TV. And like it's the song he's famous for, and he just kept getting that lyric wrong. He keeps saying "match your curtains" and your whatever. Yeah. Like I had to literally write it down on a piece of paper for him so we could keep looking at it.
Yeah, that's a classic. I love that there are thousands of civilians who can now like sing this song word perfect, and yet the guy who actually sang it gets the words wrong. That's fantastic.
I know. And the guy who wrote it, who was sitting next to him, had no idea. He had to play the original. Like...
That's right. It's like getting Paul McCartney and him going, tomorrow when all my dreams seem... And hang on a second, it's yesterday.
Hey, June.
Was it June? June? Fruit?
You're the perfect person to ask this. Do, like, famous singers forget the lyrics of their songs very often?
They must, because... it's become almost ubiquitous now for them to have lyrics on stage when they're touring. Right. Like they have a little computer screen scrolling through, just like karaoke, just scrolling through lyrics. And the first person I saw do this was Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. And I thought that was astonishing because I knew, you know, all these Guns N' Roses lyrics. And it's like, I'm just Tim and I know these songs. Why the heck? Like I can sling along. But everyone does it now. And I saw Bruce Springsteen a few years ago and he does it. And in fact, he even has written out the banter between the songs. Like he made some statement about, you know, refugee policy, which was really inspiring. And I'm like, hang on, you're reading this. It sounds like it's coming straight from your heart, but it had come straight from his heart into a keyboard and then presented back on stage. So
I want everyone to know that the banter you're hearing between Quentin, Carmine, me and Tim is completely real. None of it was written down. It's the real deal, people.
Man, I think that's perfectly obvious, man. Like all the Unmade podcasts.
Speaking of things that are unplanned, now we wanted to get Carmine into like the soundproof booth because I wanted that iconic shot of him with the headphones on next to the microphone, you know, that kind of Band-Aid type shot. But before I could get him in the booth, there was a bit of spontaneous, have we got another guitar going down?
Yes.
Because Tim was just feeling the magic and he wanted to be part of the documentary. So we tried to rustle up a guitar. There were a few difficulties we encountered, you'll hear, but the next section you're going to hear is Tim learning and then playing the sofa shop along with the guys. The twosome became a trio. Here it is.
So I could have brought two guitars.
Oh, just anything with strings.
Have you got there's a guitar here. Oh, they're bass.
Well, like those.
So,
just a prop, really.
Do you actually play?
I do. I like I'm a bedroom guitarist. Yeah,
so it's got a drop D string.
If that means anything to you.
I don't know. I know what that is, but I don't know if I adapt my playing to do that.
Oh, right, in that case.
So
There you go.
That's what alternative rock bands do to sound grungier.
Your top E is a D, is it?
The bottom.
Oh, the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so you don't.
But do
Well,
you
only
need
for that song.
But presumably you need Quentin with you, like just so the music will make sense. Like you won't be able to play that. So for
Well, hang on,
sure.
I do have another guitar.
No. He needs to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'd need the chords too. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. That's not bad. What are you playing there? That sounds
That's
like
B minor right there.
But that sounded like it.
B minor playing it. He told me the chord.
That's not bad.
It's good.
Oh, Tim, I take it all back. I'm quite impressed by your sofa shop there.
It's all in the guitar.
Sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will.
Get out.
Match your curtain. Oh, damn it.
Choose.
Alternate take.
So it goes A, then B minor there. That's B flat.
Oh, rather.
Yes.
E minor, now E minor. Now A. Now back to the top.
Lessons from the sofa shop man himself.
B minor, D.
Hang on. Is that what part of the song?
It goes to D there. So that's the end. So from the start, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you call them out?
D, A, G, D, A, G, A, B minor, E minor, A, D,
Oh yeah.
A, G, A, B minor, D.
Alright. You end on the end on D. do you?
Yeah.
So can we do a version? I'll play along.
Yeah,
I'll
cool.
play
That's the whole idea. No, do play along. The more you stuff it up, the more I'm going to give you a hard time later. Choose your fabric.
Now, one, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street.
No, actually, you are right.
You're correct, yeah.
You're correct.
But we've done double
Normally
time.
there'd be an extra couple of beats there, so that there's 4 beats in every bar. But because it's a jingle one, it can only last 30 seconds. Any spare beats get snipped out.
Yeah, right.
So it feels right to wait there, but in fact, that's not how the jingle goes. So you were doing the correct version. Let's go again.
So should we do the correct
That's one for Tim. We'll do the correct version.
Okay.
Tim, you're too good a musician.
It's hard to undo all this classical training.
Here we go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too. The sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the sofa shop.
Not bad.
amazing.
It's not bad.
Was Quentin playing over the top of you, or was Tim contributing
yeah,
there?
no.
or-
Oh, he was absolutely contributing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I take it.
And that was me singing too. Carmine was just lip syncing.
That's brilliant. Can we do one studio one where, like, at least Carmine's at, like, the posh mic? Just like...
Can I say, rarely are the greatest moments of your life captured on film? I mean, sure, maybe a wedding.
Yeah.
But apart from that, you know what I mean?
There's not a single frame of video footage of your swimming carnival triumph, for example.
Exactly. Well, this is right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And yet,
Yeah.
we have this complete footage. And I tell you, I'm proud. I couldn't be prouder.
I also have to say, like, I had to eat a bit of humble pie because it's well known that I think you can't play guitar worth a lick and you just like to pick it up and pretend. But this was the first time I ever saw you pick up a guitar and actually make something that sounded a little bit like music. And, like, I watched you learn to do it and you seem to be contributing something to the song.
Adding something new to the sofa shop thing.
No, I don't know about adding something new, but you kind of, like, you know, you seem to kind of know what you were doing. And I was genuinely astonished.
I have to say, can I say, yesterday I was in a cafe having a meeting with someone and they asked me if I could play with them at a friend's wedding that's coming up in a few months. Well, I just teared up. I said, no one's ever asked me to do that before.
Amazing. They obviously haven't heard your Money for Nothing riff.
I don't think we'll be playing Money for Nothing and the chicks for free at their wedding.
No, fair enough.
Only because I can't play it. That's why we won't be playing. Otherwise, we would have. But...
Mark Knopfler will come in and just guest play that song and then leave.
That's right. Yeah.
You'll play all the rest.
I'll do all the standing there, the cool standing there. But no, it was nice to have a moment of vindication to actually strum. I think it's like 4 chords in the song, and for you to be like genuinely impressed, like, wow, you can play 4 chords.
But do you know what I love? And this isn't the part you did, but Quentin played this bit, and it's like it's one of my favourite parts of the jingle itself. Is after that first line, I don't know what you call it in musical parlance, that little bit where he goes down, that, you know, that little what do you call that little thing he does? What's that called? Well, that little tickle he.
For the sofa you need.
It's a little lead fill. Yeah. He's
a lead fill, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's a lead guitar. He's playing a lead guitar rather than the rhythm, which is the chords and stuff. But it's like a little fill. It's like a little. It's not the riff. It's just like a little fill. Yeah.
I love it. It's so cool. Like that's the really cool part. I really like that.
As long as you don't stuff it up and your friend like repeats it on a popular podcast over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, that'd be bad. But like what does it feel like to be playing and like to be part of it and to hear Carmine singing and think he's singing to my guitar playing?
Oh, it felt great. Yes, it did. And I sort of thought, well, you know, this will be a bit of a run through and then we'll do it. But he was like, yep, that's it. Well done. And I'm like, hang on. I was a bit slow on a couple of changes there and so forth, but he didn't seem to want to hear me play it again. No, he seemed satisfied with that one.
There was that bit as well where you mucked it up, but you mucked it up like in a way that wasn't your fault. Like, you know, what did that feel like getting like told by the masters, like, you know, that you'd done that thing with the beat and the bars and stuff? You know,
that's happened once before to me. The last time when I was about like 12 years old at an organ lesson, right? Learning the organ from this lovely little old lady in Traralgon.
Yeah.
And I played a little tune and at the end I went, you know, down at the end, like onto a note, and she goes, aha! She says, that's not what's written on the page, but that's how the melody sounds like it should go. She says, you've got a good ear for music. And I went, oh, hello. So it was one of those times I made a mistake, but it was an understandable and a correct mistake.
Is this for real though, Tim? Or is this a bit like when a bird poos on you and people say it's good luck? Oh, you made a good mistake. Oh, don't worry about stuffing up the music. It's good luck.
It's like when a kid gets into the mayonnaise jar and makes a mess all over the kitchen and the parents go, he's really creative. Like it's...
Nice.
It's good to see that I've taken that good ear for music and what have I done with that potential? I've basically just bought hundreds of CDs, and that's it.
read lots of rock biographies.
That's It's like you've got a good ear for music, and sure enough, all I've used are my ears. Like, that's it. I haven't never got around to making it.
I have to say, in hindsight, I'm a little bit jealous that you got to play with the guys. I wish they'd given me like some maracas or a triangle or something, so I could just be a part of it. But instead, I was filming it on the GoPro and the iPhone. The videographer training just took over.
Yeah, you were on the tech that day. It was good behind that.
Yeah.
Like Quincy Jones, like George Martin, just fiddling the knobs. That's right.
Yeah, I was a roadie.
You were. You may have even had a black T-shirt on. Yeah.
I'm sure I did. I did have a black T-shirt on. Full roadie look. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, here comes the final segment. We got Carmine into the soundproof booth, and we also Quentin took his usual place at the console, doing all the levers and the knobs and the buttons, getting the music right, and we got Carmine to sing along with the pre-recorded music, and that's what happens in this final section. Remember, Carmine, choose your fabric, match your
Yes, choose.
If you put your foot on there, you can talk to him.
Oh, so I do that.
Yeah.
Hello, 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 hello,
You're not
hello.
hearing that?
Yep. I'm only hearing it on one side. Is that all right? So we've got a 4 count, have we?
The sofa shop is your only stop for the...
Okay, here we go.
The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too. The sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the sofa shop.
Yeah, now I've got the level
Bit
sorted.
dodgy on the entry, I think.
It's pretty good. Easy.
Okay, let's go one more. Here we go.
The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too. The sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the sofa shop.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
There we go. You still got it.
Can there be some more heart?
Still got it, mate. Still got it. Do it for the sofas.
Yeah. I thought the bagpipes can come in at that point.
Tell him to rack off.
What's it like singing again after all these years?
The jingle? Yeah. It's it's always stuck because it was played for so long. Yes, it was thrashed to death. So it was played for so long, so it always stuck. And I actually had, once people found out that I was singing it, they'd always remind you of it,
Yeah.
The sofa shop, only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The sofa shop, yeah, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too. The sofa shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the sofa shop.
You happy with that?
I can hear a maturity in the voice.
Yeah.
A tiredness, possibly.
A man who's seen many
strain.
sofas. He's sat on many sofas.
Yes.
Quentin, how do you feel about it after all this time? You happy with that?
It was in my early days of electronica, if you can believe that. So I'm hearing those ancient DX7 synthesizers going in there. And I'm trying to disguise that by the sweet acoustic guitar. But to my ear now, it's not really working. But we've had a great run.
It was good.
And it's made us famous, at least.
In the unmade podcast world.
Correct.
It was the technology of the time too.
It was,
While we.
Tim, I hadn't prepared anything, Tim, but I think we actually have a rare honour that we can bestow on people from the podcast. But you can be made an unmade colonel, and we have a certificate we send you for people who go above and beyond the call of duty for our podcast. If Tim approves it as well, I think Quentin and Carmine.
Tim's looking pretty grim.
He doesn't give these things out lightly. Are these two worthy of being made unmade colonels?
I think automatic entry. I have to agree. I mean, really. Yes. These folks have made their way to be unmade colonels some 35 years ago. Even before the Unmade podcast, they were guaranteed entry because of their beautiful work of art that they've created here.
Well, when
Brady's memory of
the ad, well, when I get back, I'll get them all made up and stamped and sealed and send them to you guys. So this is like yet another honour for your trophy cabinets and your award cabinets.
Thank you so much.
You're officially so unmade colonels now.
Have you been to Government House before? Because there will be a ceremony.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
This is amazing. This was a very special day. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great. Bringing it to our attention.
Yeah. All right.
Fantastic.
All right. Forget the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We have 2 new unmade colonels.
We do. Yes, what an honour. What an honour for them, really. To be
yeah. What an honour for them to be in our presence, even.
Indeed. I don't think when they got up that morning they thought they were going to be colonels by the end of the day. No.
I don't think we'd thought of that. I only thought of it 2 seconds before.
I was surprised how quickly you bestowed it, but,
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious I was swept away by the emotion of the day. I was pretty susceptible to any kind of persuasion. They could have asked for my PIN number and my credit card and I would have given it to them.
It was good to see Carmine in the booth, standing up, because he did those other renditions sitting down. And I have to say, I was amazed how he was able to hit those notes sitting down. But then when he stood up in the booth, you could see, he was using his diaphragm and, the whole body got into it.
Of course he did. He did stand up for his final sofa one in section 1. Because, even sitting down for those first couple, he eventually had to get up. But you are right, I agree. He mostly was sitting down, and you knew he meant business when he put the headphones on and stood up.
Oh, yeah. And the passion, it takes you to your feet. I always stand up when the Sofa Shop theme comes on. It's just...
I think it's part of the Australian Constitution, isn't it? You have to.
It is. And how ironic now that as colonels, people will be standing up for them.
Yes.
Whenever they walk in the room. Yep.
I mean, that was something special. A reminder again, if you've been listening to this as a podcast, thank you very much. Why not go and listen again on the YouTube channel and you can watch the video of most of this stuff happening and, really put some faces and bodies and to the voices. Faces to the voices? Bodies to the... I don't know. I didn't even know what I'm saying. Help me out here, Tim.
Well, that's right. Yes. No.
Why should people watch the video? I'll tell you why you should watch the video. If there's one reason you should watch the video, it's so that you can watch the little thing Tim does with the neck of the guitar at the end of his performance. The little wiggle. The unnecessary wiggle.
I don't remember what that is. An unnecessary wiggle.
Like at the end, you do this little shimmy wiggle of the neck of the guitar, like just to see the song out.
Oh, just to let the sound ring out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a bit of an old pro habit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keith Richards taught me to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It looks the business. So that is one reason to go and watch the video. If you are in the mood for going to YouTube channels, by the way, I don't know if everyone realises this, but I have started a separate YouTube channel of all the Sofa Shop covers that people have been sending in. The bagpipes, the rock and roll, the techno versions, all those ones you've been hearing over the course of the year. I'm gradually putting them all onto this YouTube channel individually so you can sort of listen to them in their entirety in isolation. So I'll also include some links to that in all the usual places.
Nice.
I think, over the festive period, people may want to just put it on loop, just loop through the playlist and have them playing in the background.
That's right. That's right.
Nice thing to have. We are still taking submissions, by the way, unmadefm @gmail.com if you want to record your own Sofa Shop cover and send it in, because, we can't get enough of it.
That's right. What better song to bring in the new year? At midnight, wouldn't it be wonderful if all around the world, civilians at the stroke of midnight, as 2021 comes in, the first song that comes on isn't Auld Lang Syne, is the Sofa Shop. Your favourite version.
Booming from massive speakers hanging under the Sydney Harbour Bridge as the fireworks go off, just reverberating off the shell of the Opera House.
In the middle of New York, is that big ball? What is it? Falls down or comes down Times Square?
Yeah. Big Ben, as Big Ben strikes midnight. You could change the song that the bell makes. Can someone please send us a cover of the Sofa Shop done with giant bells? We haven't got one of those yet. With Big Ben bells.
Idea. Bong, bong, bong.
Bong, bong, bong.
What if I played that on the hour? Jeez.
And do you know what it should be? It should be, bong, 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 bong. And then when Quentin does his little, what did you call it? Little lead fill. That could be with a little tingy bell. Little. Yeah. Oh, we're doing all the hard work here. This is the creative process.
I can tell you're a producer. You were designed to be on those knobs, man. You're behind the desk.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this latest chapter of the Sofa Shop journey. I mean, we've surely peaked now.
Oh, I don't know where to go from here.
We have reached the summit and wept, for there are no more jingles left to conquer.
That's right. That's right. But keep them coming in. If you want to keep coming in, keep sending in different versions of the Sofa Shop. We will enjoy them. But my goodness, it really is a movement, a Sofa Shop jingle movement.
It's been a renaissance.
It is a renaissance. I don't think that's too big a word. I mean,
that also sounds like it would be a good name for a sofa at the Sofa Shop. Oh, the Renaissance.
The Renaissance. It sounds like you'd like to get the Renaissance. Try the Renaissance.
Oh yeah, nice. And finally, to finish it off, thank you, Carmine and Quentin. You guys are legends. And what great sports! What great sports to have a couple of strangers like us call them up, and within days they're in a studio doing that just for the fun of it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. They absolutely are magnificent. Not just maestros, but good guys too. Thanks, guys.
The Sofa Shop is your only stop for the sofa you need. The Sofa Shop, come and drop in on Halifax Street. We have a sofa designed for you. Choose your fabric, match your curtains too. The Sofa Shop ain't gonna cost what you think it will. Don't you do a thing until you see the Sofa Shop.